essentially, when you're in your final year of your contract, you either got your three options: sign a new contract, see out your contract and leave on a free transfer, or leave in the summer. And there's some pretty big names here. So I'm going to decide out of those three things for 10 of, they're not necessarily the, I mean, they are kind of the best, but they're kind of 10 of the most interesting names whose contracts are expiring next year. I'm going to decide, should they sign a new contract, should they leave on a free, or should they be sold in this summer window? Let me know your thoughts, of course, on each player, and let's begin. So, number 10, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So, Wan-Bissaka has been at United for 4 years now, and his contract is expiring. He is in his final year. Now, there's not really been much talk lately in terms of his contract situation. I should also add as well that, of course, by the time you watch this, maybe some of these might have signed for clubs, or there might have been developments on their contracts. But yeah, Wan-Bissaka, there hasn't really been much talk about his contract situation. Personally, I do think that he should extend his contract. I think Wan-Bissaka is a perfectly fine backup right back. You know, I've mentioned it in past videos with Man United for summer plan video, the stay or go tier list I did. Right back has always been a bit of an upgradable position for them, but it's not one which is like in desperate need of upgrading. Now Diego Dalot, I believe, has signed a new long-term deal, so Dalot, I suspect, will probably be the starter, but like last season, you know, Wan-Bissaka came in and he was perfectly fine, to be honest. Done a lot better under Erik ten Hag. And I do think United have other priorities. I don't think United are going to sign another right back. Definitely not this window, probably not next window. So I think just extend Wan-Bissaka to a maybe 2 max 3-year deal, and that's fine. And I also think from Wan-Bissaka's perspective, it's probably his best decision. Like, he could go somewhere maybe and become like a regular starter, but he's getting quite a bit of game time at United anyway, so for me, Wan-Bissaka should extend. Number 9, Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis, the fullback from Man City. Now this one's a bit of an interesting one, because Rico Lewis is only 18 years old, but the reason I think his situation is so interesting is because of the tactics of Man City. So Rico Lewis is a fullback, right back slash left back, mainly a right back, but he's a fullback. But Man City are not playing with fullbacks, or at least last season they didn't, and it appears that this season they are definitely not going to, with them signing, Josko Gvardiol potentially. That's a big indication that they're just going to play the back three system again. They tried to get Declan Rice again. That's another indication. So, for a fullback like Rico Lewis, that's terrible news, because the only way Rico Lewis will now get into the team is if he plays that John Stones sort of role in midfield. But, Rico Lewis, to be fair, played that role a little bit last season, but is that where he wants to play, and is he going to do that role well? It seems like Man City are going to buy another person in there, so then he's going to be like 4th or 5th choice midfielder, and it's not even his role. So, with only a year left on his deal, Rico Lewis might be tempted to leave Man City. Now for me, despite all of that, I personally feel Rico Lewis should extend. The reason I think he should extend is because he's still so young. He's only 18 years old. Like, this guy's got so much time on his side. sign a new deal and just wait out like 1 or 2 years, and also still be about 20, 21, still be really young, and if he hasn't really got any game time, he can then just leave. So I don't think he should really be rushing this. You know, Pep Guardiola clearly rates him a lot, so you know, if he can impress Pep, similar to a sort of Foden style, then Rico Lewis might be able to get into the team. But for me, if I'm Rico Lewis, I'm extending the deal, and I also think Man City should be trying to extend him because he is one of their top talents. Alright, number 8, Samuel Chukwueze. Samuel Chukwueze, right winger from Villarreal. Now, this one seems like he probably will leave this summer. Reportedly, AC Milan have made a bid for him, and a lot of clubs are interested in Chukwueze, and rightfully so. He's a very, very good winger. He's only 24. Last season, 6 goals, 5 assists. And I think from a Villarreal perspective, you probably sell him this summer, get the money, cash in on him, because I don't think he's going to sign a new contract. And if I'm Chukwueze, I'm definitely not signing a new contract. For me, I think leaving this summer is probably the best bet for Chukwueze for both parties here. Villarreal will get a decent fee, and Chukwueze can get a move. I think he is ready for a move. I don't think a move to like a top club just yet. I think a move to Italy would be nice for him. As in Milan reportedly have submitted a bid, that would be a good one, but if they're going to get Pulisic, I don't know if they should be getting him, and if he should be getting that move. I think he needs to go somewhere and be a starter. For me, I think somewhere like Napoli would be really nice, but I do think if I'm Chukwueze, I leave this summer, and he probably will leave this summer, try and go do a bit of a step up, somewhere where you can have regular minutes and develop as a player. Alright, number 7, Bresnel Kimpembe. So it's centre back for PSG. Now, interestingly, Kimpembe has actually signed with, I believe, a new agent or representative. And when a player does that, that only means one thing, especially when they do it in a transfer window, but they're gonna try and leave, and they are gonna leave their club. Now, for me, I actually don't think he should leave right now. I think that Kimpembe should see out his contract and leave on a free next summer. The main reason is because from a Kimpembe perspective, I think this is his best bet, because I don't think too many clubs are going to be interested in him right now. I think there will be suitors, you know, maybe a Chelsea, maybe a Spurs, something like that, but I don't think there's going to be too many clubs. However, if he left on a free next summer, I think a lot more clubs would be interested in Kimpembe, because he is a promising, decent centre back. He can be a little bit rash, but I think he's solid. I also do think as well, you know, give him that year, maybe Luis Enrique might like Kimpembe, and then Kimpembe might do well. I don't think Kimpembe though will be the starter. You know, we've got Skriniar coming as well, so personally I think it's best if I'm Kimpembe to just wait it out, don't sign a new contract, don't leave this summer, see how it goes under Enrique. You know, if you become an important player, then maybe sign your new deal in January, but most likely I would say leave in next summer, because I think you can get quite a lot more suitors, and you would also get a nice wage as well, which is good. So yeah, Kimpembe I think should leave in the summer. Next summer. Number 6, David Raya. So David Raya is a bit of a weird one, because I mean Brentford wants to pay that. 40 million is quite a lot for David Raya. Tottenham were the main club interested and they were like no and went and got Vicario. So for me, this is now weird because we're in a bit of a weird situation here. Brentford have actually already signed a replacement as well in Mark Flecken, so they can't really afford to keep David Raya because that will just stop Mark Flecken playing and they just bought him. So for me, I do think David Raya will leave and should leave this summer window. I think what will happen is Brentford are going to start to drop their asking price because, as I said, they can't have a situation really where David Raya stays at the club and Mark Flecken is there. He's just going to block his development. So I do think Brentford will drop their price, and I think if it gets to about 30 million, I could see someone like Chelsea coming in for him. You know, Man United, if they don't get a Nana, potentially could come in for him. But yeah, I do think he'll probably leave this summer, and I think that's probably the best move. Right, number 5, Nico Williams. Nico Williams, a young, just 20-year-old right winger for Atletico Bilbao. Very, very promising winger. Got 6 goals and 4 assists last year. Might remember him as well from a World Cup. Played quite a bit for Spain. I think he is really, really promising. But this is one which kind of looks likely that he will sign a new contract. There's been quite a bit of talk that he might go to someone like Aston Villa, but it's come out that he will most likely sign a new contract, and personally I do think that is the best move. I think similar to Rico Lewis, he's only 20 years old, still so young, you know, he's not had too many seasons in terms of experience. I think stay at Bilbao. Bilbao is a fantastic place to develop. We've seen lots of talents come out from there. So I think stay at Bilbao for maybe 2-3 years and really develop, and then once you're ready, you know, Bilbao will sell players. As long as they get the right players, you could probably get a massive move in 2-3 years. Number 4, Milinkovic-Savic. Milinkovic-Savic, midfielder for Lazio. Now for me, I mean, Milinkovic-Savic is weird because it feels like he just never leaves. Like he's been linked with a move away from Lazio for about 10 years now, it feels. But he's still at Lazio, but he is finally in his last year's contract. I think Milinkovic-Savic, for me, needs to leave. I do think he should actually leave though, probably on a pre-contract. Similar sort of story to Kimpembe. I think that's just because he'll probably get a lot more suitors. I think clubs are interested in him this summer, and he could probably get a move this summer if he wanted to. But I think if he was available on a free next season, I think a lot of clubs would be interested in him. And I also think, you know, Lazio back in the Champions League, maybe give them 1 more year back in the Champions League. Also, that'll be an opportunity, perform well in the Champions League, again get buyers in for you for that pre-contract, and I think, you know, could get like a fat wage. But if I'm Milinkovic-Savic, I mean, I'm certainly not going to extend to Lazio. I mean, it depends. If he wants to like retire as a Lazio legend and all that, then I'm sure. But if he wants to like go on, do big things and win trophies, you either leave this summer or you leave on a pre-contract. Number 3, Ousmane Dembele. Now, the Ousmane Dembele situation is a bit weird because I think it was last season or last year he was also a free agent or available, but then he signed a new deal. However, it's only till 2024, and he also has a release clause of 50 million in there. Now, it's weird because Barcelona, the thing is with their financial situation, you just have no clue what's going to go on. Like, I don't know if Barca can actually afford So for that reason, I think Dembele, I don't think if you're Dembele, you move this summer. I don't think there'll be many suitors for you anyway right now. And you know, it seems like he's starting to settle down at Barcelona now finally. So I certainly stay until January. But I think probably go on a pre-contract. Maybe. I think it really depends on what happens next season for Barca. If he can stay fit, if he can perform well next season, and if Barca, you know, then can actually afford to like buy him, I guess, and actually renew his contract, then I would probably stay. Although, you know, Barca are just a very uncertain club right now. You have no clue if your spot will be taken. So, for me, it's either go on a pre-contract or sign a new contract at Barca. If I had to pick the two, I'll probably just sign the new contract at Barcelona if they can afford it. If they cannot, then I'm perfectly fine if I'm Dembele to leave on a pre-contract, because I think on a free, a lot of clubs would be interested. I could see like a Juventus or someone going for him. Number 2, Harry Kane. Now, we've talked quite a bit about this one, so I'll keep it brief. For me, pretty simple. He has to leave this summer. For all parties involved, this is the best option. For Harry Kane, you know, another year at Spurs, you're not, like, unless Postecoglou does something really well, this is a complete rebuild season for Spurs. You're not going to win anything or do much with them this year. You're not even in Europe, are you? So you can't do anything there. And then for Spurs, you're going to get 100 million or so. You're going to get big fee for a player. He's not going to sign a new contract. I mean, if he signs a new contract, he is crazy. Like, he is honestly crazy. Like, I would lose all respect for Harry Kane, because the ambition is out the window. I get Spurs legend, break the Premier League goal scoring record, but where's the ambition? So yeah, for me, signing a new contract at Spurs is off the table. So if you're Spurs, you have to get rid of him. Start the post-Harry Kane era now. Now, I mean, to be fair, Harry Kane is not the end of the world if he doesn't sign a new contract and stays at Spurs for a year and leaves on a free next summer, because he would have a lot more suitors than this summer, because teams like Man United and I don't think Real Madrid can really afford to buy him this summer. But if he's available on a free next summer, then he might be able to, they'll definitely be interested. But I do think he should leave this summer. Bayern Munich clearly want him. Seems like he also wants the move. I think Spurs agree that fee, and Harry Kane for me go to Bayern Munich this summer, or Real Madrid potentially if they come in. But I do think he needs to leave Spurs this summer. And finally, Kylian Mbappe. The saga is back. The Mbappe saga is back. So, this one is pretty weird, and this is kind of why I actually did this video, because the PSG president came out, well actually, basically it started with Kylian Mbappe sending like a letter to PSG and coming out to say that he is not going to extend his contract at PSG. Basically, he has like a option to trigger a year extension, and he said that he's not going to take that up and he's going to honour his contract, so essentially see out his contract and leave on a free next summer. But the PSG president has come out and said that he will not be allowed to leave on a free next summer, and he has two options: either sign a new contract or next month, by the 31st of has not signed a new contract, they will let him go this summer and sell him to whoever the highest bidder is, which is crazy stuff. Now, if you're PSG, I do think that's probably the best option. I think if you're PSG, sell Mbappe this summer if you can. Start a new clean slate, new project. It's pretty clear his heart is not set on PSG. He wants to go to Real Madrid eventually. You might as well just get rid of him now. And, you know, because even if he does extend, he'll probably be like again for another year or two, and this whole saga is going to happen again. If you're PSG, just cut your ties now and just end it. Get a load of money for him. You can use that to build a new squad for Luis Enrique. So yeah, if you're PSG, sell. If you're killing Mbappe, this is weird though, because the problem is, yeah, PSG might want to sell, but who's actually going to come in from? Realistically, there's only one club in the world who can afford him and who will actually go in for him. That's Real Madrid. I don't think Kylian Mbappe wants to join another club. I don't think, you know, Man City probably could afford him, but I don't think he wants to go there. Same with United, Liverpool, Bayern. I don't think he actually wants to go to these clubs. I think he just wants to go to Real Madrid. And Real Madrid want him. But I don't think Real Madrid can afford him this summer, considering they've just spent all that money on Jude Bellingham. And if you're Real Madrid, it makes no sense to buy him this summer, because you can literally just say, we're gonna wait next summer and we'll get you on a free. Like, we're perfectly fine waiting a year for you. It's not like we desperately need Mbappe. So there's a bit of a problem here. So I think the most likely thing that will happen is Kylian Mbappe will leave next summer on a free to Real Madrid, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. But I just don't see Real Madrid coming in for Mbappe this summer. If they do, I think it would be quite a low offer. At that point, PSG will probably be like, yeah, there's no point selling him. Let's just keep it and hope Luis Enrique for a year can get the best out of him and maybe deliver a Champions League. But yeah, I do think Mbappe will probably leave next summer to Real Madrid. But there we go. Those are my thoughts on some of the best players who